It's not playing the game, it's winning that counts.
Yeah, baby. We're going to go out there and win.
This is Just Win Bets, baby.
Just win, baby.
With Joe DeFan and Shane OMac.
How do they keep winning?
Live on the Sports Bet Winning Network.
And here we go. Welcome. It is Just Win Bets, baby, on the Sports Bet Winning Network. Joe the Fan alongside Shane OMac. We are live in studio on Friday nights. A busy one-hour show lined up today as we will go around the league in the association as the NBA All-Star Weekend begins. The Winter Olympics with both men and women's hockey. In addition, the Daytona 500 is this weekend. The Wise Man will be joining us in 15 minutes, who is 9-3 in college basketball, and our best bets for the evening in the last 5 minutes of the show. But we begin, Shano, with Olympic hockey and Team USA, the women's team killing it, Shano.
Good God, man, they have looked dominant, man, haven't they? They're just destroying teams, and they've scored the least amount of goals they've scored is 5 goals in one game. So they're scoring, they're keeping people from scoring. They look incredible. They played Canada. When was that? Like Wednesday, Tuesday this week, something like that. Mm-hmm. And they beat Canada, like beat the brakes off of Canada. And Canada is the second favorite team in the Olympics to win gold. Like the USA was number 1 and Canada's second. And they just beat the doors off of Canada there. And so they've been dominating. They played Italy today, and they were, last I saw, I stopped checking the score. They were up 6-0 last time I saw.
Yeah, that was the final 6-0.
Yeah, that was so 6-0. So I mean, they just keep rolling, man. They are a solid team, and it's a lock. They're going to win the gold medal there. Remember, Wiseman's got that Olympic parlay that he put out there. The women to win gold, the men to win gold, and then he said Canada and curling to win curling.
Yeah.
I haven't been keeping up with the curling, so I don't know how that one's going.
Yeah, he's a big fan of the curling. I showed my son the other night about curling, and like I said, he was very interested in it. I think it was the Great Britain or England. I think it's Great Britain, because when they do it in the Olympics, it's Great Britain taking on China. So we had the opportunity to watch that. We also saw this week where Lindsey Vonn. Yeah. Wow. That's a heartbreaker right there.
Yeah, she had to get medevaced off the side of the mountain there. So, and I think they said she needed like 4 surgeries or something like that for her knee. Like completely shattered her knee.
Yeah, I saw the replay, and it was her right skate hit the pole, and it was holy cow. What happened there? In a sense of. It just she soon as she hit that pole with her skate or with her ski, it just turned her body, and she was in pain.
Yeah, so Lindsey Vonn, man, when she got in that accident, did you hear the screams when she was like screaming? It was like terrifying. I mean, it sounded bad. Hopefully she's doing all right. Like I said, that she had to get multiple surgeries. I saw she had another one today. I think I saw on X, somebody posted it. So speedy recovery, but obviously this is probably her last Olympics. She was already 41 years old. And it's pretty unheard of for a 41-year-old doing what she's doing already. Yeah. So kind of sucks for her. That's her last chance at the Olympics if that happens.
I did see the luge, of course. I didn't see the skeleton yet. So the difference of the two, for those who don't know, one's laying on their back. That's the luge. And then the skeleton is, you're on your stomach. Here's the thing that was very interesting. Maybe I don't recall it, but the luge is always, to me, a single person, event. Now there is a relay. And what I was really intrigued about was, they didn't rock back and forth. Usually they go forward and back to kind of build momentum. They couldn't do that in the relay, but they did it, of course, with the single.
Yeah, those people are nuts. Those people are nuts, man. Those skis go, or the sleds, they go like 80 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And you're just sitting there with just a helmet on.
Yeah.
Protect, like what's the helmet going to do when you get in a crash with that thing? Good God.
Yeah.
If you had a choice, you had to do one. Are you doing luge or are you doing skeleton?
I would have to do.
You want face first or feet first?
Oof.
You're forced to do
I like to see where I'm going. So I would say skeleton.
Woo. I don't know.
I know,
man.
that's probably crazy, but I don't know about just going so flat on your, because you're looking at the sky. You're not seeing what I got to see where I'm going. Or maybe there's a technique. I don't know, because I'm not a professional. these folks over in Italy right now are the pros, and there's got to be a way to see where I'm going because you got to know where to steer, right? I,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Most of them look like they're trying to look down, but like I'm assuming most of them study those turns and where they're at and practice it so many times. Do you
Right.
remember the scene from Cool Runnings where they're all sitting in the bathtub? They like
Yes.
lean like one way and then they lean the other. I'm
Yes.
sure they're doing stuff like that, right?
Yeah. It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, but those people are insane, man. That's
Yeah.
insane.
No question about it. Here's another topic to talk about as we move to the association real quick, Shano. Damian Lillard is participating in the 3-point contest. He hasn't played in almost a year, right? How are you able to do this?
He's good at it though. He's won it a couple times. He's won a
Yeah,
3-point contest a few times. So Dame time again. Yeah. The All-Star game, man, it's they're catching a lot of flack online. People are saying it's not the same,
right.
and stuff like that. And it really isn't. So many stars sit out of it and don't try hard. It's pretty much, whatever if you can bet on it, bet the over always.
Sure,
Always bet the over in an All-Star game.
sure.
Right? But hey, it'd be good to see him, see if he can do it. But yeah, he hasn't played in a while.
Yeah, but I feel that if you're sitting on the couch, and I hope that's not the case, but once you retire, don't I notice that NBA players like gain a few pounds here and there. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I think most athletes do because like you're so used to burning all that energy and you have to eat a
Right.
lot of food to keep up those
R-
calories.
Right.
Otherwise, you lose weight during the season and stuff like that.
Right.
So a lot of athletes when they stop playing, they put some lbs on for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Let's move real quick to Daytona 500, your backyard.
yeah,
What's your news on that?
so Daytona 500. So the 500 is hard to bet on because it's so unpredictable. There's always two or three huge crashes, and like huge crashes, I mean it involves like 20 cars.
Right.
Right? It always happens at Daytona. Daytona is impossible to predict sometimes. There are some cars that run really well there. Joe Gibbs, our beloved Joe Gibbs, his
Mhm.
cars always run well there. I did find one bet I liked. It was Joe Gibbs Racing to win at plus 275. So any of his three drivers, if any
Right.
of them win, that bet cashes. That's at plus 275. I thought that was a pretty good one. But what I do for Daytona is I bet on a long shot, and because it's so unpredictable, people like win
Okay.
it all the time that you never hear of. Um, Another method for people do for betting wise is just watch it live, wait until after that first crash, and then see who's remaining, see who's been running pretty well, and then do a live bet for those.
Yeah.
Um, there's a couple other new things in NASCAR that are going on. So Chevy changed their body style of their cars.
Mhm.
They Chevy has been falling behind Ford and Toyota in NASCAR for the last couple of years. They've been on an old body design, and they just finally redid it. So we'll see how that affects their race team here, and especially at Daytona when you have restrictor plate racing, it makes a big difference. Restrictor plate, if you guys don't know, it's basically like a regulator on the engine, so you can only hit a certain amount of RPMs, and it tones down. Because if they don't have that at Daytona, they'd be flying. They'd be doing like they already do 200 there, and without the restrictor plate, they'd be going probably like 220, 230. I mean, they would fly around that track. So,
Jeez.
and the restrictor plate, what it does is it bunches everybody up. So, like, you'll see just huge packs of cars going together, and that's what
Right.
causes those big wrecks. Because one little mistake, it
Right.
wipes out 10 to 15 cars.
Right.
So Daytona is hard to predict. It is, and it's the beginning of the year, so it's very first race. It's the biggest race of the year, though. Everybody's
Right.
excited for NASCAR season to come back in. Um, so well, I'll definitely be watching it though. I
But
love it.
one would wonder here, Shano, is there's a lot of money in this,
Oh
okay?
yeah,
And this is the start, of course, of the NASCAR race. I get all that. The thing is, if you're probably one of the top 3, top 5, whatever, and you have an opportunity to win the Daytona 500, and again, there's a lot of sponsors, there's a lot of money involved in this. But if they're maybe I don't want to make any accusations, but there's possible where one could intentionally, you know, uh, make a jerk move here and take the guy out because hey, I don't like this guy or I don't want this guy to win, and it cost me, X amount of dollars, and I could have won.
yeah. That's true, man. It happens. Like it's racing. I mean, the people bump each other all the time. Not as much as so nowadays as the old days, like when Earnhardt was racing and stuff like that.
Right.
Like,
Okay.
I mean, he used to literally like if you didn't let him pass, he'd just get fed up with you and boom, put you right to the wall and just keep on rolling.
Right.
Um, so it doesn't happen as much nowadays. People a little bit look down upon that a lot more nowadays, but it still happens. Um, I usually stay away from betting the favorites on in NASCAR for Daytona 500, I should say,
Right.
not NASCAR, but for the 500, just because it's so unpredictable. Like I said, because they have usually at least two, sometimes three huge wrecks that take out like half the field. So I do play a couple like top tens, like because like I
Okay.
said, Joe Gibbs always runs pretty well there. Um, his team with like Denny Hamlin uses the same car style and engines. So
Right.
like Denny Hamlin usually runs well there. He used to be a Joe Gibbs driver. Now he's no longer a Joe Gibbs driver, but he also Bubba Wallace drives for him with
Mhm.
him and Michael Jordan's team. Bubba Wallace runs well there too. He runs really well on super speedways like Daytona, Talladega. He struggles more on the short tracks, like your Richmonds, your Bristols, stuff like that.
Interesting. Okay.
But yeah, so,
And if, and ultimately,
I'll look for some and see if I like anything this weekend, and we can maybe tweet it out to people or put it in
okay.
the newsletter.
Okay.
But like I said, I usually pick like a 1 or 2 long shots and throw a couple bucks on it because I mean, some of these guys are like plus 40,000. I hit one, 2023. I put Christopher Bell. I put a buck on it and won 120 bucks.
Nice.
He
Nice.
he won a Daytona, but his odds are so bad. But Daytona, like I said, Daytona is so unpredictable.
Sure.
It's what takes one big wreck. You're in the right place at the right time. You pick up that checker flag. It happens all the time. So
Well, you got to have a good pit crew because
yeah,
I mean, if you don't, if you got some guy taking an hour, obviously I'm exaggerating, to put on a tire, you're screwed, man.
man. I watched this documentary. It's on Netflix. It's really
Uh-huh.
good. It goes behind the scenes of a lot of these NASCAR drivers' teams and
Right.
stuff. And the pit crew guys are like incredible athletes. A lot of them are like former D1 football players that can like
Interesting.
that can move and stuff like
Right.
that. And like
Right.
they get them for the athleticism to hop over that wall, carry the tire over as fast as possible. And
Right.
they've gotten these pit times down to like seconds. I mean, it used to take just under probably like around 15 to 20 seconds. Now routinely under 10 seconds. And it's ridiculous. I mean, these guys are like huge, great athletes.
I may want to watch that. Are they cussing each other out if you don't make it? Like, hey,
Oh
look,
yeah. Yeah.
oh,
I forget the name of it. It's really good. It's on Netflix.
okay. I might have to
I'll
look
look
into
it
that.
up.
I have to look. I might have to look into that. Oh, so that is, of course,
It's called Full Speed.
Full Speed on Netflix.
Full Speed.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Yeah,
And of course,
it follows Joey Logano, Ryan Blaney, and William Byron,
and of,
and their teams and stuff. But yeah,
and,
it's a pretty cool show. It's kind of like
and
you ever see F1 has a similar one too,
yeah,
where they follow like
yeah.
the F1 drivers. It's kind of similar to that.
Okay, okay. I'll check it out. I'll check it out. And of course, Daytona 500 will be this Sunday. So hopefully Shano can, figure out. He's got a little bit of homework this weekend, right? And then hopefully we can put it in the newsletter for Sunday morning. Speaking of the newsletter, don't forget to go to our website, justwinbetsbaby.com. Put in your email address. You will get our daily newsletter in your inbox. So make sure you check that. We cover the NBA, the NHL, both on hiatus right now. We've got some Winter Olympics. I've got some soccer picks. We've got the English Premier League is on a international break. Or because of the FA Cup, to be honest with you. And so we have some lower leagues. We have EFL Championship, but we'll have some college basketball. And speaking of college basketball, we will be joined coming up in just a few minutes. We're going to go to commercial break here. But when we return, the Wise Man will be joining us live here in studio. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back here. It's, of course, Just Win Bets, baby, on the Sports Bet Winning Network. I'm joined, of course, with Shane O'Mac and the Wise Man, who is coming in. Am I 7-3, 8-2? No, 7-3. Right?
No, 8-3,
8-3. I stand corrected.
8-3. Yeah.
And of course, Shane O'Mac at
8-4. Because don't we have to have an
We've
even
had
number
12
here?
picks.
We've had 12
8-4.
picks.
Yeah.
8-4. I apologize. And then the Shane O'Mac is at 11-1.
11-1, baby. 11-1. All ones.
Wow.
On fire. He's on fire.
I'm on fire.
We go 5-1 last week, including hitting that hot dog. That was beautiful, gentlemen. And I got to be honest, you got screwed on the Indiana play from last week there, Wise Man.
This is the second time this year we've been on Indiana, and they've been leading the entire game. And they just fall apart the last 5 minutes. I don't know what happened. Not only leading the entire game, but they've been covering the entire game. So I might have to get off the Hoosiers for a little bit here. Sorry about that. But still a 1-1. We'll take the hot dog 2 out of 3 weeks.
Sure. Of course. So let's go with the hot man first. We'll go with Shane O'Mac.
Let's do it.
Your first pick.
Let's do it. All right, 11-1. Let's keep this train rolling. As you guys know, I always do a Big East game, so
yeah,
I'm going back to the Big East again. I'm looking at St. John's at Providence. The Red Storm. They're coming into this game 17th in the nation. They have a 19-5 record, and they've been on fire recently. They are on a 10-game winning streak, including a huge win last week when they beat UConn by 9. And UConn was ranked 2nd or 3rd in the nation last week when that happened. So huge win for them. During those last 10 games, they've been a pretty reliable 7-3 against the spread. And overall, for the record, they're 12-1 in Big East play. So that's pretty good for the Red Storm there of St. John's. The Providence, do you guys know what Providence's mascot, whatever its called name is?
Friar.
The Friars.
That's right.
Yeah, the Friars. The Friars, which I always thought that was funny. I don't know why.
Yeah.
No. The Friars are on the opposite end of the spectrum there. They're coming in this game. They're 3 games below 500. They're 4-10 in Big East play, and they've lost 9 consecutive games this season. All 9. They play 0-9 this season against top 25 opponents. It's pretty impressive. They're playing 9 25 top ranked opponents, though. But they're 0-9 against them. But the thing here is they are a mess defensively. They've surrendered 87 or more points in 8 of their last 10 games, and they currently rank 360th in the nation in defensive rating. 360th. That is so low, you have to jump over it, right? So that defense spells disaster, I think, for me, for them going up against St. John's. I don't see how they can stop Zuby Ejiofor, who's playing probably the Big East Player of the Year. He had 25 points against Xavier. He went off against UConn a week ago. I don't see how they stop him or St. John's offense. The only thing that people might pick at this at is that St. John's historically has struggled against Providence, especially in Providence.
Right.
But history doesn't look at a defense that's ranked 360th in the nation, at least to me. St. John's right now is at -7.5. I'm jumping on that right now. Give me St. John's -7.5.
St. John -7.5, and that's going to be in the Big East, folks. That, of course, is a 1:00 game on TNT. -7.5. Let's see. Oh, I'm going to do one better for you. -7.
Ooh,
bet 360. Caesars.
All hail the king.
Caesar at -7. All right, so let me put that in. Oops, they keep sending me bonus bets. That's why I love. We're going to use the bonus bet on, of course, our hot dog.
Yeah,
yep, absolutely. So our first pick here is St. John's -7 at -110 at Caesars Palace Sportsbook. We are in, my friend. Wise Man, you're up.
Yeah, so 8-4. I'm not going to shake a stick at that. That's you're the math guy, Joe fan. That's 75%. So we'll take that. I'm coming after Shano this week. I sense a 2-0 week. I like my picks this week. I also last week I think I told you guys I took all of our picks, all 6 of our picks money line, and hit the 6-legger parlay. So the Indiana they won. They didn't cover, but
what was the odds on that again? Do you remember?
Give me a second. I'll check it. It was, I think, into plus 1,000. So,
yeah, it was
nice
pretty
one.
big.
Nice...
I couldn't remember.
Yeah. And I'm going to do it again this week. Although I can't put St. John's in there because they're a New York team. But so it'll only be a 5-legger. But okay, so for my first game, I'm going out to Iowa City. We got number 13 Purdue playing the Iowa Hawkeyes 5 p.m. Saturday. The line I'm seeing is Purdue -1.5. Listen, these two teams played a month ago. Purdue was favored by 10.5 in that game. They didn't cover, but they won by 7 pretty handily.
Right.
So let's see what they've done since that game, which was about a month ago. Purdue's won 3 out of their last 5. Their only losses there against a tough Illinois team and then at Indiana. Tough place to play. They had their best win of the season earlier in the week, an overtime thriller against a hot team in Nebraska. So that's Purdue's best win of the season, beating up on Nebraska. Iowa, let's see what they've done the past month. They're 4-5, so they've had a good past month too. But let's look at their resume, the teams that they've played. USC, Oregon, dreadful, Washington, and Northwestern. Not the blue bloods of college basketball, to say the least. None of those teams are going to the tourney. Their only win in that stretch is against a dreadful Maryland team up the road from you guys. So you're telling me that over the past month, Purdue's had the better resume, yet the line has gone from 10.5 Purdue favored to now down to 1.5. I get that this game is in Iowa City, but I just think that's too many, not enough points. So you're going to give me 1.5 with Purdue. I'll take Purdue -1.5. They're getting an extra day of rest here as well. They played Nebraska on Tuesday, whereas Iowa played on Wednesday. And so we're getting down to the nitty gritty of towards March here. Guard play is going to be increasingly important. And Purdue's got 2 great guards in Brendan Smith and Fletcher Lawyer. I was going to call him Foster Lawyer, but that's his brother who was a Michigan State Spartan years ago. But Fletcher Lawyer, Brandon Smith, they are both their Purdue's leading scorers with 15 and 14 respectively per game. So guard play is important. I like Purdue's guards in this going on the road in a hostile environment. Give me Purdue -1.5.
-1.5 at Caesar's Palace again at -110. So you folks can get that. I, of course, cannot stand that college. But when it comes to business, hey, I like you just for business.
Oh, is that you have an ex-girlfriend from Purdue or something like that? Was that it? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. She was
her loss.
Well, I appreciate that, but it's
How are you dating a Boilermaker? You're in Virginia. What was it? A long distance or what's going on?
No. It wasn't long distance. It was, it was. I guess when I was going to school, she was going to school. We dated. I guess it wasn't that long, 2-3 months. It wasn't really that. I think it was after the fact, after we finished school. I don't even remember, dude. I don't even remember. She was. Yeah.
Shayna, whose fault do you think the breakup was? Joe the fans or?
Yeah, of course.
It was. I bet it was Joe the fan. He was the fault.
No. The one that I really messed up. Okay, if we're gonna go down that road, is the one I took her to prom. Okay, and I called her by the wrong name.
At prom? You took
at prom, dude.
The wrong name?
Yeah,
oh,
and here's the killer. Okay, she's now a councilwoman. Okay, and she is, of course, she's like a lawyer, magistrate, or what have you. Yeah, she's doing some amazing things over in Louisiana. So, my bad. Well, no, I screwed that one up. That one I screwed up. I'll admit that. The Boilermaker one, though, I don't even remember. She's just, I think it was a mutual.
I think there's a Seinfeld episode where Jerry's dating someone and doesn't know her name, and he's got to like go into her wallet to if he catches him with it.
Yes.
It's the one where she's
Dolores.
yeah, Dolores.
Yes. Oh yeah. Mulva.
Vulva. Dolores. No,
Yes.
to answer your question, though, I think it was mutual, but it was a long time ago. So I don't talk to her. I mean, there's nothing to talk about, obviously, but yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a fan of that.
With a good girl.
I did end up with a girl. I heard that I will be honest with you. I heard she got married a few times, but it didn't work out. So, hey, I'm just saying. Yeah. I mean, maybe it's not me. Just saying. Let's, of course, go back to the betting, of course. Speaking of betting, I go 2-0 because I bring my glasses to the table now, right? So I want to continue that streak. And obviously, I'm wearing my glasses here. But it's kind of like I talked to Hubert Davis after the huge loss to Miami earlier in the week. They won a big game with Duke, which I called that. I said, take the points. I put a little pizza money on last week on that. So if you even took the money line, it was a beautiful shot at the end. So I'm very happy for them and winning at the Dean E. Smith Dome, or Center, I should say. But, after they lost to Miami, and Miami's a good team, okay, but hey, you called down the Thunder, now you got it, okay? That's a great movie, by the way, Tombstone. The Tar Heels entering the game as the 11th ranked team here in the country, but they're dealing with a significant blow. Wilson is out indefinitely, suffering a broken bone in his left hand during the recent Miami loss. So there's a lot of key factors here. Look for a guy by the name of Evans, Seth Trimble, Vassler. Okay. I'm not a fan. I picked against him last week against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is garbage. It's two different directions that these programs are going. Tar Heels are going towards the positive, where Pittsburgh's going down the negative. They're tough losses. They've been multiple games slide, and one of the toughest environments in college basketball at the Dean E. Smith Center. So getting to my point here, there is Brandon Cummings of Pittsburgh, who's also suffering a injury, but he's, of course, the primary engine for that particular squad, of Jeff Capel's squad. But I don't think he's going to play either. Bottom line is, I think UNC bounces back. I think they figure out what is going on in Carolina, because they desperately need this game. Give me Carolina minus 10.5 at at BetMGM. I think they win, and I think they win by 14, 15 points. So even without Caleb Williams, the talent gap it's night and day. Okay. So I think in Pittsburgh struggles with scoring. I think they average close to 65, 66 points a game. So, I see maybe an 80-65 win here for Carolina. Carolina needs this win, especially when they're going into, or as you mentioned there, Wise Man, as they're approaching the tournament in a few weeks. So give me Carolina minus 10.5 at BetMGM at minus 110.
Dean Smith Center has the atmosphere of a library on Friday night. Wait, is my microphone on? I'm sorry. I thought my microphone was off. I'm sorry.
I was going to ask you guys, what did you think of the court storming when they beat Duke? Like UNC storming the court? You're UNC. You're supposed to be teams. Like you shouldn't storm the court.
Act like you've been there. Act like you've been there before.
Yeah.
So the fan.
Well, we haven't been there in a while. We haven't been there in a while. We've been to the Final Four, and what, 4 seasons ago. I mean, I don't know when. I don't know when the last time Sparty was there, but I'm just saying.
And they stormed the court like incorrectly. They had to get them off the court because there was still time on the clock. .4 the court.
And apparently, Shayna was saying that the coach for the D word got hit in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they said. Got punched in the face. Yeah.
He got hit in the face. He said some of his assistants got hit, and he said some of those Tar Heel rebels down there were yelling insults at his wife and kids.
I didn't hear or see anything. Even if I did, I'm looking the other way. Sorry.
They're classless. They're classless and they're stupid. They can't storm the court correctly.
Listen, I quote Herm Edwards: "You play to win the game." They lost. They talk smack all the time. We'll see them in Camden. I'll give him that word, Camden. That's it, and that's only 8.5 miles down the road. Okay, which that's all those idiots do. They take tents and they camp out for a week. How about go to class for once in a while? I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Now, I will say this about Carolina: should we get fined? Sure.
Yeah, the ACC fined them already, but we'll see what happens. But to me, like storming the court to me is always like supposed to be like an underdog taking over like a big school. UNC is never an underdog, even if they are. They're not an underdog. I mean, I'm sorry, you're UNC. That's like you're one of the blue bloods of college basketball. You should like you shouldn't be storming the court.
Yeah.
Well, if you saw how we played against Miami, I mean, I don't blame the kids.
I think I told you my senior year at Michigan State, final basketball game of the season to win the Big Ten, us versus Michigan, Mateen Cleese, point guard. And we just crushed the Wolverines for that game to win the Big Ten. And your boy, it was the only time I've stormed a basketball court. I was sitting 3 rows back. I did a swim move over Dick Vitale, and then a forearm shiver to, I forgot who it was, but yeah, the swim move over Dick Vitale was
Mike
classic.
Patrick?
Just a full swim move. Yeah, it might have been Mike, like a full forearm shiver to him, and then I busted right over the. They had like a 2-foot gap between the at center court between the press row, and I went out there and hugged Mateen, and it was one of the greatest sports moments of my life.
Wow.
Did he yell, "It's awesome, baby," while you're doing it? It's awesome, baby.
Oh, it's awesome, baby. I love it.
So you're telling me you went Costanza onto the court? You know where that episode where it's like, "There's a fire," and he like
yes.
he pushes the old lady with the walker.
Yeah.
She's got the walker. She gets pushed over.
Yeah. Fire.
Oh my Lord.
Great one.
We have, of course, our hot dog picks. I will go first on this one for the start of our hot dog. I am going into the SEC. Very good programs, or it has been for quite some time now, for decades and decades. I'm, of course, talking about the Wildcats of Kentucky and Gainesville. I don't really like to say the F word either. So there's 5 schools I don't like talking about. One of them, of course, the wise man brought it up. It starts with a P. The D word is definitely not on the list. The Lady Vols of Tennessee, I don't really care for them. Of course, this particular organization of Gainesville, because I'm a Florida State guy. And what was the 5th one? I got to figure that one out, because I took JMU off the list. So JMU was on the list, but after X amount of years, I said, what the heck? I forgive them. So the Valentine's Day, I don't want to call it a massacre, but these are 2 heavyweights that clashes between these 2. They're hot teams, man. That's going on. You got the 14th ranked Florida Gators hosting the 25th ranked Kentucky Wildcats in, of course, Gainesville. So this is going to be a 3:00 game. Here's the deal. The defending champs, of course, is the Florida Gators. Todd Golden has the defending championship playing at their elite level, and you can see that based on their ranking. So currently leads the nation in rebounding and offensive glass margin. No comparison to Sparty as we are looking at the game right now. So they don't just win. They've been dismantling these opponents like Alabama, Texas A&M by 20. The problem that I see with this is, even though Kentucky had a rocky start in the beginning of the season, Mark Pope and his Wildcats are on a tear, winning 8 of their last 9 games. So they just completed a season sweep of the Lady Vols and look like a team that can beat anyone. when their perimeter game is clicking. So they pretty much, they're like the D word. They live and die by the three. So they got some backcourt scoring, but the only weakness that I see with Kentucky is dealing with the physicality. So they've got some young guys. Marino, who is a freshman, has been he's been okay, but he's just been he's going to be facing a tough test when he takes on Florida, especially when I talked about the rebounding in the glass. So make a long story short here, I'm going to go with Kentucky plus 10. I believe it's plus 10.5. I think it's going to be very, very close. So Kentucky plus 10.5 is going to be my hot dog pick. Kentucky plus 10.5, and you can get that at FanDuel. So let me double check what I have here. No, that was Carolina. So Kentucky plus 10.5 it wasn't FanDuel, it was at Caesar's Palace.
You can get it at plus 11.5 at DraftKings.
Maybe that's where I went.
DraftKings has it plus 11.5. BetMGM plus 11.5. Just so you know.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
DraftKings has it at minus 105 at plus 11.5. The other books that have an 11.5 have it at minus 110.
Okay, I'm going to go right now. So SEC, give me Kentucky, the Wildcats, plus 11.5. I'm going there right now. Yep, at minus 105. Book it. Do it.
The other books have it at minus 110 at that same price.
What was that? MGM?
What?
Minus 110.
Yeah, MGM.
Okay. All right, so minus 105 plus 11.5, my guys. So
it's a lot of points for two ranked teams.
Yeah,
it's a lot of points.
As we reach halftime, I don't even want to say the score.
We're a second half team.
Second half team. Same crap I hear every time.
I didn't pick them this week, by the way.
So. I know. I'm just saying. This is. I mean, can we? I mean, if you're like 7 foot, or you can't make a layup, you can't dunk the ball. I mean, I don't get it.
Just be patient. Be patient.
Yeah. Izzo again, overrated. I mean, why do we even bother giving Michigan State favors? Hey, they're favored. They're favored. I mean, I don't get it.
Arguably one of the greatest tournament coaches of all time. There's no one. You look up the second game of you play 2 games in a given week in the NCAA tournament.
Right.
His record in the second game of the tourney is just fantastic. The guy's a stud.
Every year, he is a great tournament coach. Every year, when I fill my bracket, without even looking at who they're even playing, I put MSU in the Sweet 16 like right away.
Thank you very much.
It is guaranteed Sweet 16 spot.
Yeah. What's Joe the fan doing? Like he can't take it anymore. He can't take it anymore. He's done.
Because I want to show you trophies. Look at that. 93. 2005. Look at that. And it still has a tag on it. 2017. 2009. Let's really be honest. We should have been 2017 and 18, but that lucky shot from Villanova that went from, I don't know, the parking lot of on Highway 95. I can't help that.
Which one of those should have been vacated because you were basically just handing out free A's and B's in your all your teams? Didn't you guys have that scandal? Like the whole basketball team didn't even have to go to class the entire year.
Dude, is that Antoine Jameson's?
Yeah. So that one should have been vacated. And if the big dummy Chris Webber doesn't call a timeout, you probably lose that national championship.
Okay, so you're telling me this one right here, the 1993 championship, it still has a tag, folks. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You're telling me that's Dean Smith's only one. I'm just being honest. Yeah. Is it only? No, I thought he went to. No,
I think he's got. Yeah, I think
he has to.
I don't know.
I think he has to. Because he won it with.
That's the year.
He won it with my boy, Roy Williams won it with my boy, your best friend, Hansbrough.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And we won another one with Montrose.
Dean Smith won two, 82 and 93.
There you go. 82. That's right. 82. What am I thinking?
Yeah, Jordan and Worthy. And
Jordan Worthy. Yeah.
Yeah, my hat's somewhere down there. I've got the 82 hat.
You know who they played for the championship in 82?
Georgetown.
Oh, wait a
second.
I know. Yes. Yeah.
I know. I've won 5 titles. How many times? How many in your lifetime? 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, overrated. Roy, you can't say that's overrated. Roy owns Michigan State.
Excuse me, I'm a child of the 70s. I was born in 1979. Michigan State, Indiana State, Magic versus Bird.
Okay.
So 2 in my lifetime. Thank you very much.
2.
One while he was still in diapers.
But my point is, Roy owns Izzo in tournament play. That's what it counts.
I don't.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Shano, what is your hot dog pick?
All right. My hot dog pick. I am also staying in the SEC. I'm looking at Texas A&M versus my sweethearts, the Commodores, Vanderbilt in Nashville. But I love the Commodores, but I'm actually going against them here. The main reason why is their second leading scorer is still out, and they've been struggling to score consistently with him. He's out with a knee injury. So his name's Duke Miles. He's the second leading scorer for Vandy. He's still out. He's been out since the last week of January. So he's still out, and they become a little bit one-dimensional without him on the program, without him running the ball. Texas A&M, they can score, man. Both these teams can score. They're both in the top 15 in scoring. Texas A&M is 8th in the nation. Vandy, I think, is 13th. So both these teams can score. It's going to probably be a race to whoever gets the 90 points first. I think the spread's a little bit too big here. Texas A&M, they're 5-0 on the road against the spread in SEC conference play. 5-0 against the spread on the road in SEC play. They did just get beat up by Florida a couple games ago. Florida's been really hot. They've been really good. But that was at home, not on the road. That was at home in Texas, at Texas A&M.
Yep.
But on the other side here, the Commodores in their last 5 are only last 8. They're only 3-5 against the spread in their last 8 games. Like I said, they're missing Duke Miles, their second best scorer. I think this is going to be a pretty close game. I think Vandy still has the depth to win this, but I think 7.5 points is too big. I think it's going to be a pretty close game come down to the end. So I'm taking Texas A&M plus the points here, but it's at plus 7.5.
And where's that at?
I got it earlier. It's an early game. It's like a 1:00 start, I think.
Right.
Yeah, 1:00 start. Yeah, it's across the board at plus 7.5. Anywhere you want to go.
Okay.
The best odds are currently at Caesars or FanDuel at minus 110.
Yep.
DraftKings has it at minus 115. BetMGM has it at minus 115. Bet Rivers minus 120. So stay away from Bet Rivers for this pick.
Hey,
I like Bet Rivers, but they have the worst odds for this one right now.
Yeah. They're starting to go down. So get on it now. So Shana's going with Texas A&M plus 7.5. Oh, that was the other team, Texas A&M. I don't like that team. I know somebody.
What's the story behind that one now?
It's somebody I know. Someone I know.
Johnny Manziel.
No, I didn't date her. Believe me, I didn't date this person. But
Johnny Manziel steal your Coke or something?
No. No. I just I don't care for that. I used to like it with Jimbo, but now and then I found out. Oh, okay, great. Yeah, I recently found that out.
The 12th man too.
Yeah.
The 12th
did they? See, that's stupid.
Yeah,
that's stupid.
That is stupid.
Wise man, what's your hot dog so we can finish this up here?
Yes, I'm going to go out west for my second pick. Staying in the Big Ten, we got the Minnesota Gophers traveling out to Washington. This is Saturday, 9 p.m. start time. Washington's favored by 6.5. Listen, both these teams aren't going to the tourney. They've been struggling of late, but let's look at each one of them individually. Minnesota comes in 11-13. They've lost 8 out of their last 9. Let me repeat that. They've lost 8 out of their last 9. Their last loss was to that terrible team up the road from you guys, the Terrapins. Minnesota was favored by 10 and lost outright. So Washington, on the other hand, they're 12-13. They've lost 4 out of their last 5, but 3 of those 5 were on the road, and they've had a pretty tough schedule in that they played UCLA, Iowa, and Illinois, all tourney teams. So this is a tough travel spot for Minnesota. Going out west, they're the front end of their West Coast swing. They're playing Oregon later next week. So Washington, they're getting healthy. They got 4 guys averaging double figures, to include their leading scorer, Mr. Hans Steinbach from Germany. Joe DeFan, give me the greatest Hans in movie cinema history. Can you name it?
Hans, as in like Hans Gruber?
That would be Hans Gruber in the Die Hard. Yes,
Okay.
yes. So we're going greatest Hans in movie cinema history would be Hans Gruber. The greatest Hans on the Washington Huskies would be Hans Steinbach, leading scorer. So give me Washington Huskies -6.5 to cover.
-6.5, and we're going to go with the Dubs, as they call it.
Yes,
And
the Dubs.
The Dubs. So we are doing plus 596.
Plus 596.
Plus
Is that with the boost?
That's without the boost. We only have the what do you call it? We only have the bonus bet, so that's what we're using that on. So yeah. What the heck happened to the bonus bet? Now they're saying it's gone. I don't get it. So plus 596, my guy. Not bad.
Nice. Pretty good.
Not bad.
Nice.
Not bad.
I like it.
Nice.
Hop on it.
There it is. So we're gonna add that to it right now. Let's recap, of course, what we have, gentlemen. And I will, of course, go first. I, of course, taking the North Carolina Tar Heels at -10.5. And my hot dog, I am going with the Kentucky Wildcats at plus 11.5. Shano?
St. John's at Providence. I'm taking St. John's -7.5. Texas A&M at Vanderbilt. Give me Texas A&M plus the points at plus 7.5.
And the wise man.
And I'm taking Purdue at Iowa, taking Purdue -1.5. And then going out west, Minnesota at Washington, I'm taking the Dubs at -6.5.
That's going to do it for us for tonight. Before we go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button or hit that like as well. Log on to our website, justwinbetsbaby.com, where you get your daily newsletter. It gets delivered right into your inbox, every morning, right by 11 o'clock. And we're currently doing some, since NBA and NHL are on hiatus right now, so we're doing some Winter Olympics right there, Shano?
Yeah, doing some Winter Olympics. Been okay with the hockey picks so far. Still trying to figure it out, but been pretty doing okay with it. About breaking even right now. Need to turn it around, but Olympic hockey is a little different than NHL hockey. I'm finding out.
Yeah.
NHL hockey, I was on fire before the break, and I'm kind of mad that it went away because we left the last week leading up to the Olympics. We were 8-0 with our picks.
Yeah,
and then the Olympics started. So I need NHL to come back.
Yeah.
Don't forget, we got the Masters coming up. And can I fill you in on a golf bet that I had over the weekend?
Please.
Yeah,
I forgot. It was a bad beat. Go ahead.
No, I cashed out on it. So I had Hideki Matsuyama to win the Waste Management last weekend, and he was in control all Sunday. The bet was plus 9. It was plus 1,800. So it was like $50 to win 950. And he walks off the 17th green up one with 1 hole to play, and they were giving me a cash out of 900. So I'm like, I'm gonna miss out on $50. I'm like, cash out, cash out, cash out. So he gets up on the tee box, just shanks his drive, ends up bogeying the hole, has to go to a playoff, puts his drive on the first playoff hole into the water, and ends up losing outright. So
Nice.
gotta love the cash out. Gotta love the cash out.
Yes.
Smart play there.
Any lean on golf for this weekend's tournament?
There's an interesting lean and a subplot. They're obviously out at Pebble Beach this weekend. You
Right.
have Tommy Fleetwood, although I'm not sure. Tommy Fleetwood just lost his Nike contract, and so he's wearing he went to the pro shop before it started and got a bunch of Pebble Beach swag and is playing in Pebble Beach gear. So maybe he's playing for a contract. I don't know. So starting to get in. Listen, this is a great time of year for golf. We got the Genesis Open next weekend. Then we're going to head down to Florida for the Florida Swing. So hey, it's going to be good. It's good fun.
We might have to put some golf in the newsletter, my friend. If you're up for that. But of course, you're going to be covering the Masters, which is right after the tournament in April. I will be, of course, joined by no other than the man, as I call him, TV, Tommy Viola, will be joining me in studio with some MLS picks for soccer. So I'm very excited for that. We have Lou Franachero, of course, coming on the show as well. There's Shano. He's going to be talking some UFC Fight Night.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. That's going to be awesome.
And we just finished the interview with Lex Ludlow. Shano, real quick, from Bare Knuckles Fighting Championship, your thoughts from the interview, which will be aired on, I believe, Monday.
That dude's an awesome guy, hilarious, has some great stories. He's like a professional wrestler that's turned fighter. He talks about that on the interview. You'll hear it. He'll cut some good promos. I can't wait till you guys hear who he calls out and then what he calls them and talks to him about. It's hilarious. I mean, I'm rooting for the guy. He's 3-0 in bare knuckle fighting, so he's climbing the ranks and he's trying to get that championship and he's coming after it. So I'm rooting for the guy. Let's go, Lex.
Yeah, we both are. So for Shane O'Mac and the Wise Man, I'm Joe the Fan. Good luck this weekend, and we will see you next time. Take care.